Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Black Ops 3. The fourth and final DLC, the Salvation DLC, is finally out, and with it we have 4 new maps to play on, as well as a brand new Zombies map. But what I wanted to do with this video is actually show you guys a bunch of Easter eggs that I have found here on the map Micro. One of my favorite things to do whenever a new map comes out is just explore it in a private match and try and find all the things that I can. And actually my intention was to make a video showing off a bunch of Easter eggs on all 4 of the maps and just condense that all into one video, but I couldn't do it considering how many Easter eggs are on this one map alone. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you guys a bunch of really cool secret and hidden Easter eggs, some obvious, some not so obvious, here on the map Micro. So let's start things off here with the Noob Sauce Coffee Cup. And you may think to yourself seeing this, like, okay, I get what Treyarch's trying to do there, I get what they're doing there, but I tried to get inside the coffee cup, and you actually can, and there's a really cool Easter egg in here. You have 20 years of Treyarch, which is awesome because, of course, it's 2016. Treyarch started in 1996. If you guys didn't know that, I didn't know that. I had to go ahead and Google that myself. But yeah, it's been 20 years since basically the foundation of Treyarch, and they have a reference to that inside of the Noob Sauce Coffee Cup. It's hidden. A lot of people aren't going to know about it, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to show it first here in this video. Now, this next Easter egg is going to take me a little bit longer to actually show you guys. So when you go to a party and there's a lot of these solo cups around, what do you typically do? There's typically a marker and you write your name so you know which cup is actually yours. Well, a cool Easter egg that Treyarch actually decided to put in here is they wrote the names of the 9 original specialists on cups and scattered them throughout the entirety of this map. So I'm going to go ahead and try and show you guys all of them here in this video, although I will say I have not been able to find Blackjack, the 10th specialist, the secret specialist, if you will. I have been unable to find his cup anywhere, if it's even here, but I did find the original 9. I'm going to show them to you here in this video. So the first one we're going to be looking at here is going to be the one that took me the longest to find, which is going to be Spectre, which is actually off of the map down there on the ground. The next one, we're actually going to go around. What would be the best way to do this? Well, I guess I can show you these ones right here because they're all kind of condensed here. So number 2 is going to be Prophet right there. Number 3 is going to be Battery right there. Number 4 is going to be Firebreak. Now let's go over here, and number 5 is going to be Ruin. You can barely make out the R there, but that's definitely Ruin. There's 5, so let's go over here for number 6, which I believe is going to be up top here. We just need to basically go over this way so you guys can get a shot of it. And there it is. Number 6 is going to be Seraph. Now let's go over here for number 7 on the other side of the cupcakes here. Actually, let's go this way. And number 7 is going to be Reaper. And if we go all the way around here, we're going to be going underneath the grill. And I honestly thought this would hurt me the first time I walked through it, but apparently it doesn't. And go around here towards all of these bottles, and you're going to have Nomad number 8, and the 9th and final specialist, of course, is going to be Outrider, who is on the complete opposite portion of the map, and I almost fell off right there. Yeah, Outrider is completely on the other end of the map, which actually took me a long time. Outrider was one of the tough ones. I would definitely say Spectre was a really difficult one, and Seraph, for whatever reason, was also very difficult for me to find. But the 9th and final specialist is going to be Outrider right here, which I think is pretty cool that they actually took the time to do that. Now, I found 1, then I found 2, then I found 3, but I honestly spent maybe an hour or so just scouring this map trying to find all of the cups, because once I found the first one, I thought, okay, there has to be more, right? It just makes the most sense. And so I kept looking and looking and looking and looking until eventually I ended up finding all of them, but I did not find Blackjack, if he's even here on the map. So let me know down there in the comments, is Blackjack here? Did you guys find him? If so, let us know where he's actually going to be hidden at. The next Easter egg that we're going to be looking at is actually going to be over here by the kegs. So as you guys can see, there are going to be 2 kegs here connected by this piece of cardboard from a beer case. But over here, you're going to see that there is going to be a month as well as a date that are actually circled. So August is circled, and over here, you're going to see that 19th is circled, and the same thing is true over here. It's going to have August, and then it's going to have 19th. So you may be thinking to yourself, like, what is significant about August 19th? Well, a couple of things. Here in 2016, that was the day that they gave us the community event that would eventually give us the prize fighters. That's when they also gave us the CWL personalization pack, and it's also the day that they gave us the reveal for the Dr. Monty trailer for the final Zombies map, which is all kind of cool. But if you go back to 2015, it was also the day that started the Black Ops 3 beta. This is a very subtle Easter Easter egg, although I guess it's not super subtle given that there's literally like a red circle around them, but at the same time, like, who thinks back to the Black Ops 3 beta on PlayStation 4? Keep in mind, August 19th was when it came out for the PlayStation 4. Who thinks all the way back to that? Who remembers the exact date of that? It's cool that they made that reference, and I wanted to show that to you guys here in this video. The rest of the Easter eggs I'm going to be showing you guys here in this video are going to be a lot more obvious than the first few. The first few were pretty well hidden and pretty subtle, whereas the rest of these are actually going to be pretty out in the open. But if you're somebody who is basically like an average Call of Duty fan who doesn't take the time to look for Easter eggs, chances are you missed out on a couple of these. So I wanted to point them out for you guys here in this video. Let's start things off here with the pizza boxes that say, this box is 100% not eco-friendly, so please don't try to recycle it. Seriously, not even a little bit. And that's what they decided to do with the Easter eggs on this map. They add in a lot of little funny jokes and stuff like that, whereas you come over here to the bottles, you're going to notice that we have Dr. Monty's cream soda, which is a pretty nice Easter egg that, of course, is a crossover from zombies. But the cool part about the Dr. Monty bottles is going to be the back of the bottle where we can actually read the nutrition facts. We see that Dr. Monty's cream soda has 235 uranium, which is apparently 7% of our daily value. And at the bottom, it says there's nothing in this beverage that's any good for you, so you might as well just not drink it. And we see a number of other little jokes and stuff like that on the other brands. So here we see Metro Brewery cider, and on the back of the Metro Brewery cider, we're actually going to see over here, it is going to say, the supple taste of a Metro brew is not unlike a subtle shrew. In the morn or in the night, this beautiful taste makes angels cry. As you unbind the cap, a chorus sings, to the glory, the pigeon king. Or maybe kings, but I think it's supposed to be king. I can't quite tell. It's blurry right there. And what's weird about this is there's actually a number of pigeon references on this map, and I don't get it. Like over here on the back of the homebrew bottles, we see that it contains 15% of our daily value of YOLO, which is something we obviously all need, but it also says it has 4 grams of pigeons on the inside, and I don't quite get the reference there. Like, that's the thing about these Easter egg videos. I don't look them up. I don't copy these from other YouTubers or anything like that. I go into a private match whenever a DLC comes out, and I will just go through and look for really subtle Easter eggs and make a video out of it. And the thing about it is sometimes I don't get an Easter egg. Like, people will tell me, hey, you missed this Easter egg on this map or whatever. And it's like, well, maybe I didn't miss it. I probably just didn't get the reference. I mean, I don't get all the references in the world or anything like that. And I'm not getting all the pigeon references on this map. So you guys saw something about the Pigeon King. You guys saw it contains 4 grams of pigeons. Now, let me go back here inside of the keg and show you guys that there's another pigeon reference here on this map that I just don't get. And it's hard to get a good shot, but here we go. You're going to see here it says Pigeon King, Ride or Die, established 1994. I don't get all these pigeon references, but of course it also says Catch the Surf since 1994. Over here it says Surf's Up, established 1994. I don't get any of these references, but they're definitely here on the map. Now, if you actually come over here, I thought this was going to be an Easter egg, but it turns out it isn't. It's just a little bit of moonshine for the most part. It says it was made in 1894, which could be a reference to the Outlaw map, but if you actually go all the way back over here, you're going to find this bottle of wine called Six Birds Winery, which we're noticing a lot of birds and stuff like that here in this DLC, but it says Six Birds Winery was established in 1980 on a carefully selected higher elevation site in the Grave Hill Valley. Now, if you guys don't know, Grave Hill is the name of the town that we play in on the DLC map Outlaw. It goes on to say this wine is 100% Hope's Spring Clone Merlot. I think I pronounced that right. I'm not a drinker, but making it a special New World wine fermented in this bottle. Now, when they say this is Hope's Spring is actually a location on a map, on the map Outlaw, so I thought that was a cool little reference. And then over here, you actually can see basically the case where all the wine came in. It says Grave Hill right there, which once again is the name of the town that we play on Outlaw, which I think is pretty cool. Over here, we have soda, and on the back here, you're going to see that it contains 1337 calories. You guys get the joke there. And then 16 milligrams of concentrated evil, 15 milligrams of sugar, 15 grams of not sugar. Again, 4 grams of pigeons. I'm not getting the pigeon references there, but just lots of little cool things like that all throughout the entirety of this map. And the last thing that I wanted to point out, and you guys could argue one way or the other as to whether or not this is actually an Easter egg, but all the donuts, I really think this is a Simpsons reference. I mean, just looking at the pink donuts in particular, this reminds me a lot of the pink donut that you see as a recurring theme on The Simpsons. Now, you can make the argument that maybe it isn't so much of an Easter egg because there are a bunch of other donuts with different kinds of frosting and stuff like that all throughout the entirety of the map, but the pink one in particular, it's like, this looks way too much like the Simpsons donut for it not to be an Easter egg in my eyes. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to conclude this video. Now, I'm sure there's a bunch of other smaller Easter eggs I can point out, but I'm not going to take the time to point out every little tiny minute detail. But if there are some big Easter eggs on this map that maybe I missed, let me know down there in the comments, because again, I don't look these up. I don't copy these from other YouTubers. I just look for Easter eggs myself. I find ones that I get, references that I understand, or jokes that I see, and I point them out for you guys, but I don't get every single reference, right? So feel free to let me know down there in the comments if I missed anything. I mean, you guys could talk about perhaps this magazine here, which has an interview with a guy named J-Rip, but this basically just plays on the narrative of Black Ops 3 of people having augmented limbs and stuff like that. This guy lost his arm, and now he's a surfer, and there's a whole article and stuff like that you guys go ahead and read. And over here, you have current events with a hurricane and stuff like that. I mean, you maybe could consider that to be an Easter egg, but I don't know. Just let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you guys think these are actually Easter eggs, or what do you guys think? Just let me know in the comments. If I missed anything, let me know. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Drop me a rating, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.